So
Huh.
you have 1 minute to answer what is a red flag warning and why doesn't it adequately capture electric utility wildfire risk?
Yeah, so red flag warning gets issued when weather conditions favor fires to show extreme fire behavior or rapid growth. Um, and so that criteria varies from weather service office to weather service office. Um, and they are supposed to coordinate with the GAC, so they are supposed to take into account fuels conditions. And I think generally speaking that happens. But the thing is that there are lots of situations in which you can have a fire that can become bad, but that doesn't necessarily, those conditions don't necessarily represent a sort of increased risk of ignition and things of that nature for the utility. So oftentimes you could have a red flag warning that maybe operationally they might have settings changes, right? Um, but not every red flag warning is going to rise to the level of, say, a PSPS. In fact, most won't, right? Because the criteria for a red flag warning is quite a bit lower than a criteria for most utilities for, say, a PSPS. But settings changes seem appropriate for red flag warning. There's also red flag warnings for dry lightning. Clearly, in that case, that's about the number of ignitions. So in a dry lightning event, you may have hundreds of ignitions that could overwhelm your fire response. And that increases the chance that one or two or three could become large fires. And that's not really, it's a different type of risk than because it's hot, dry, and windy, right? So not all red flag warnings are going to be relevant necessarily to utility wildfire risk.
Yeah, and certainly
Super.
red flag warnings are also they're much larger in scope of the
Uh-huh.
area that they cover.
Yep.
And our products provide that granularity to utilities to understand what within there is actually the consequence.